All right. What's good, everyone? So I figured I'd try something a little bit different with this one. We got my good friend Troy here. He's the one that you've seen in the vlogs, I'm sure. And I figured we would do a little bit of an interview. So, I've been at it for about a year now, and I've been getting hit up for dates that I'm already booked on, and it's really hard for me to say no. So Troy, he's been rocking with me. He's been to quite a few events, and I think it's time to help him start doing his own events. So I figured, let's maybe do a little intro on Troy, and maybe he can do some vlogs in the future, and maybe we can document his process into starting his whole, DJ journey and stuff. So that's kind of where we're at. So welcome, Troy. What's good, man?
What's going on, man?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I appreciate you doing this with me.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, how long have we been working together? Man, like 3-4 months now or something?
4 months, yeah. But consecutive hard work, which is crazy. Yeah. It's not even to go over your head. We've really worked hard in those 4 months, and it's kind of crazy. It makes you think what can you do in a year if we're doing this in 4 months, So
Word.
And we if we want to put this on the podcast, 4 months ago, we didn't even know each other. This man literally was my engineer one time, random session, and hit him up down the road. I was like, hey, let's make music. Let's make a deal. And he was cool with it. So, yeah, he's been really cool.
Yeah. We linked up actually making music at first. And then I was like, yeah, man, I got these DJ gigs. I need some help. I'm like, most people don't last more than one, but come through, hang out. And, yeah, how many have you helped me on, do you think?
I would say at least more than 5. I don't know the exact number, but probably at least 5.
Probably double that by now, in the past few months or so, yeah. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you trying to, really push the next thing. I mean, I know it's a lot. It's obviously, not something that you can just pick up. It's something that's going to take practice and stuff. So, I mean, what kind of sparked your interest in coming and starting on the events? What made you say let me check out the DJ events with you?
Gut feeling, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Word.
Just what I'm constantly thinking of, even though I need to be thinking of the DJ, is just it's my foot in the door. I make music, and so the type of music I make with Steve or whoever I make with, it's not your particular stuff. We're trying to switch it up. So basically, making this type of music, it takes a lot of hard work, and basically, just going through it, realizing music's not just lyrics. It's not just putting something on paper. It's the approach. It's the way you say it. It's the tone, it's the beat, it's the BPM. There's so many things that go into a song, and people don't really realize it. They think it's just you go in the studio and the mic's on and you just record. I challenge anybody to do that. It's not easy. It's a very hard thing to do, but I think the love of it, the passion of it really gets you through it. And I think me and Steve both have that. So that's really what gets us through, doing sessions sometimes, where there's been times where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna half crap it, I'm gonna just do that. And he's like, no, let's take our time, let's write lyrics, let's break it down. And that's really helped me, because I feel in the past of my life, I'm lazy with a lot of things. So he's actually taught me to not be so lazy with the music. So
yeah, I'm sure that's something everyone battles with. It's something everyone relates with. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to overcome, but yeah, man, I mean, I could just definitely tell about the passion. You kept showing up to the events and stuff, and yeah, man, I appreciate that.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go to these events? I mean, it's not even you're thinking your standard events. You got a man with good equipment. He's got lights. We got sparklers now. I mean, it's a whole movie. And I know that sounds cringy to say, but it really is. It's really fun seeing people just light up. People can lie and they can say whatever, but we'll say this right now on the podcast, being humble. I don't think we've had one time where I've went with him, or even in the past, I feel with him, that anyone's been this is bad. They're this is the best I've ever heard, the best. The last event we went to, nice, girl was you guys are the greatest DJs I've ever seen. And that means a lot, because me and Steve go out there and it's hot.
Yeah.
It's sometimes hot. It's not comfortable. We're sweating, it's a lot of equipment to set up, but at the end of the day, it's worth it, because, we get it on video. Those people, they go talk to other people. So, there's just so many benefits that come out of it. And that's basically, why I really like it. And I can see the vision, and I know that you've been doing it for a long time. And since we're like best friends now. It's just like, you know, like I want to take that over one day if he really needs to, you know, just stop, you know, just be chill, you know, it's got to calm down a little bit. Like I want him to rely on me and trust me.
Hell yeah.
You know,
yeah,
so
bro. Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely. You're going to get there. Yeah. It's just going to take the time to put in the work and shit.
Of course. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, I mean, how did you first get into like music and stuff?
We actually talked about this a while back when we were at your house. I think it's mainly my dad because he plays the guitar, but the actual music making, because he's just strumming on a guitar, which is still music, but the actual preference of it, I had a friend a while ago, won't say his name, but he basically was like, I'm going to the studio, you want to come? And I'm like, what's a studio? I'm thinking it's like an art studio. So we basically go there. It's in the hood. But, you know, it just was right away you walk in and you're just like, you know it, you know, like if it's anything, if it's painting, if it's surfing, whatever it is, you know right away if you love this. And, you know, like I said before, like something that takes a lot of work and you got to do a lot for it, you know, it sucks, but the passion's what gets you through it. That's how you know if it's, you know, you feel it's meant for you and stuff like that. So I felt like it was meant for me. So we just did that session. I probably have that song somewhere. I got to show you it. But yeah, they were like, wow, this is pretty good. And then after that, it wasn't even really like a thought. It was just like, I think being a young kid and just having money for my first job, it was just like studio sessions. Word. But one thing I didn't realize, you know, is like, just like a girlfriend, just like your barber, like you got to have a relationship with an engineer because a lot of people, you know, they come out here and they just want to make, you know, whatever, you know, they come out there, they're making their check, you know. So when me and Steve are recording, you know, it's not just recording. Like me and him, I mean, we haven't made a song in forever. And, you know, we're still hanging out. We're still doing things. Exactly. So it's not always about music. But what I told him before is that chemistry, me and him could go walk his dog. That chemistry of us just being together, it really does something to where when you get in the studio, you feel comfortable. You feel okay to let out, you know, what I feel human beings have is this, you know, a different side when, you know, when you're by yourself and you're singing, besides when there's people in the room, you know, you're going to get two different approaches. You have to match those up and eventually only have one where it's basically you being confident all the time, you know? Right. So you've definitely helped me with that and doing all the sessions and stuff. So
nice.
yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the best music is made. Yeah, when you're actually comfortable and shit. And yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I mean, so DJing, I know we kind of had a few like, you know, lessons and obviously on every event, you know, you're right there over my shoulder checking stuff out. But like what steps have you been taking lately to like, you know, start to really learn the DJing part?
Watch videos firsthand. You know, I'm not really a club guy, but I've been going out recently, seeing what people like, seeing what gets people to move, seeing what gets people, like we were talking about earlier, there's certain songs that people, you know, put on just so you can go get drinks so, you know, they can make their money. But yeah, just I don't know, it's just BPMs, all of it, you know, just learning over and over again, but taking it at a time, like very slowly, you know, it's a lot to process, you know, even like not even the DJing, if it comes to even engineering, you know, learning how to engineer, it's a lot of buttons, it's a lot of things, but I've already learned from, you know, having a turntable and or not a turntable, is it a turntable?
A controller, yeah.
A controller, something like that. Like you learn slowly, like, even though it sucks in the beginning and you don't know anything, you know, you play around for a little bit, watch some videos, it starts becoming simple, you know, it's every day, you know, so I'm in my head right now, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Nice. I'm constantly thinking that now. And I wasn't thinking that before. So yeah, I definitely think I could take that away from it.
Hell yeah. And I know going out, like that's a huge thing.
I'm sure yeah, for sure.
Would double down on that, listening to other DJs and stuff. That's going to be huge. Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, once you learn the buttons, little by little, like you said, there's just so many different options and buttons and things to do.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Awesome. Have you been able to like start to practice at home at all or experiment with the software and stuff?
I was telling him during the hurricane, you know, we had nothing. So we had candles on and I was like, you know what? Even though my battery on my computer was like 20%, I was like, you know, might as well try. But I've been trying to get every day at least 30 minutes because the cool thing about this is like, you don't need connection. You only need connection to like download music. But if you have music downloaded, bro, you could do it in your car.
Right.
You could do it on the side of the road. You don't need connection. So there's no excuses, and that's what I love about this because a lot of times in life I feel like I find excuses. But with this, there's no excuses because it's put in front of me. You know, we have the dates set, you know, so it's kind of like I told him, it's a sink or swim kind of thing. I'm either going to sink or swim, but I'm definitely going to swim because I'm not going to fail.
I know it. Yeah, you better now. That's why I wanted to kind of do this video too, that show everyone the journey, man. It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah,
exactly.
And then also, you know, show the whole company, you know, growing as well. It's definitely a good thing. So, so I think this is going to be a cool question to come back to maybe later on, you know, 6 months to a year from now. But what do you think makes a great DJ set?
I'm trying to think of the word. Number one, persistence. I've realized that as a roadie right now and helping him, I'm not really realizing that, you know, if you got a 2-hour set, it's okay. You know, it's a little difficult, but like 4 hours, weddings and stuff like that, it is a constant knowing what you're doing every time. There's obviously room for mistakes, and he told me, you know, you get through it, but in your head, you don't want that. So it's like, it's not like you can just sit there. Like people, I think a lot of people that don't DJ, I think they think it's like, oh, they're just sitting there. It might be a little bit easy. It's not. You know, when that song comes on 30 seconds in, you should already know what's the next song. You should know what to line it up, like you taught me, slowing down the tempo, making the BPM correctly, make sure it matches up because you'll hear it, you know? And so I think that, and I also think, I guess, versatility. You got to understand that every crowd is different. Me and Steve have gone to a lot of different places, and we've gone from the most hyped weddings of Spanish to old rock and old music, and he's sitting over here being like, how do you not know this song? And that's another cool thing about it. You know, I'm learning music, which I should have already known, but you know, growing up in this time, it's kind of hard to listen to old music, you know, when we have
much of it too, man.
Yeah. But I think, persistence and versatility, I think, is the most important because it's not just like you can't just be a house DJ, you know, like you can't just everywhere you go play house music. You know, what if the crowd's, you know, 60-year-olds for some reason that you think they're going to want to listen to house? Maybe, but probably not. Yeah. You know, they're going to want to listen to their old stuff. So yeah, like I said, just being different and being persistent. That's really about it.
Yeah.
So
and just being focused on the good music.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real. I mean, a lot of DJs can be, you know, genre oriented, but yeah, I mean, especially where we're trying to do the private events, it's important to just cater to a lot of different people. And I feel like all DJs should have like a base level foundation of like most genres. Like if you're a DJ, you shouldn't be like totally, you know, clueless to whatever genre. So yeah, awesome. I mean, have you started thinking about like a specific music style or genre that you would want to focus on in the future?
For the DJing?
Yeah, for DJing, like
probably house.
Yeah.
I kind of go off like it's kind of stupid, but I'm very religious, so I think like whatever's set for me is set for me. And there's been just a lot of things set for me, you know, meeting Steve and then, you know, starting to make EDM music, you know, like I started making rap music and now I make EDM country. I mean, we've made so much, but I think, I forgot. I forgot what I was going to say. I'm so stressed about tonight.
No, I know. Yeah. We got a lot of...
Say it one more time again, my bad.
No, you're good. I mean, because I asked you basically what genre you think you're going to focus on. So yeah, I mean, it was house is definitely
house.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think house and then getting into... house isn't like the... you know, the hard hitting, EDM.
So maybe one
tech.
Of the subgenres.
Yeah, like subgenres, you know, like I don't even like the music personally, but I, you know, when I go to the club, like I'm throwing my head, like, you know, it's a move, but you know, it's just really, I kind of want to go with, you know, obviously I want to do my own thing, but I always want to go with what the crowd's going with, you know, over time music changes. You know, we go back in time for when you started, I guarantee you the songs you were playing were not what it is now.
Right. Yeah.
It's completely different now and they're changing as we go. Like, I think me and you had this conversation. We said, a genre that we think is going to come out is, it might've been you, it's a meaningful one, but it's not, like there's a message that comes across, but it's still like dancing, you know? Because, you know, we only really got like Kendrick, you know, and like we got other people too, but it's like when you listen to Kendrick, it's like, it's not really, it can be dancey, but it's like he's saying a message. And a lot of people, you know, the dancing and the clubs and stuff, you know, we just got to talk about, you know, shaking your butt, you know, and just getting high and stuff. And it's like, you know, that's everybody can relate to that. But, you know, what if we made a genre that's, you know, especially like for certain places that don't like that, like curse words and type of music like that, something that everyone can get down to, but it's not so like vague, you know, it's not so bad. It's not like,
Yeah,
w-
definitely.
curse
I feel like
words. Yeah,
stuff is gonna be changing soon.
it's
For
a
real,
good
yeah.
influence for kids.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, it's been almost about a decade of like, you know, the mumble rap and,
Yeah.
and like bro country, you know, is starting to kind of change as well.
Mm.
You know, so yeah, I feel like we're definitely due to a more musical side. I feel like you know, recently a lot of people have been just focused on making good feeling music. You know, Black Eyed Peas, whatever, like Dua Lipa, even new disco type stuff. But yeah, I think realistically, I think going forward, we're gonna see more musicality is gonna be more and more important.
I agree.
So house DJ, I mean, but we've been playing a lot of weddings, and obviously the weddings they do a lot of like throwback songs there. How do you feel about the different genres that we've been playing at the weddings?
It's good for me to know, like I said before, like you don't know what crowd you're gonna have. And it's like a good example, like Steve was telling me, like I was thinking the music that I make, I could incorporate it, and I could in a way, but I can't throw it all together and just throw it in a set. You know, it's you want to, as a DJ, you want to, like he said, you want to know what you're doing, but like at the same time, it's really the people, you know, like you're doing it for them, you know, you want them to bring you back. I always say that about like customer service, because I've been in customer service for a while. It's not about the first time someone comes in, it's about them coming back. So with us, it's about the people that are at that event that are going to be like, yo, come back, or someone else being like, yo, you're amazing, come to mine. You know what I mean? That's what's important. You know, obviously the one time is good, but you know, getting multiple different people, that's really what it is. So if you put on a good impression, you know, me and Steve always are smiling, you know, we're always in a good mood, no matter what the circumstances are, you know, people are going to want you back. They want that energy. And, you know, I think people really like our energy. So
nice. Yeah. So it's more of like matching the energy, just making sure people have a good time.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, you're not really like, oh, this genre sucks or anything. Like if it's good music, like
I think music
people,
I've changed so much with. Like when I was a kid, I mean, I'm still 21, but I mean, when I was like really, really young, like 13, like I wouldn't say this, but like music is just beautiful in every possible way, because, you know, it's just the way it's created, the emotion that can go into it. So it's like, I respect the genres. I might not have a personal taste for it, I think is the best way to put it. I respect every genre, no matter what it is. It could be mumble rap. It could be, I don't know if you knew the 64 Nar guy where he did the high voice long time ago. You know what I'm talking about? No matter what it is, even Little Pump back in those days, you know, music is music, and everybody has an ear. That's another thing too. Like everybody likes something, you know? So if someone's like, oh, your music's not good, I guarantee you someone in this big world is going to like your music.
Nice, yeah.
You know? So,
and it's all about finding out why someone likes it. And, yeah, seeing if you can get that same reason. Yeah. Awesome. I love that, man. Yeah. So yeah, starting the DJ up, you know, you haven't really done any live DJ events like yourself, right? You've only kind of just been there helping me out. What do you think is going to be your biggest challenge when you start to DJ live?
Just getting over the nerves of messing up, like we talked about before. And then just, you know, like especially with the places we're going, you know, they have an expectation because you've already been there. It's just like fulfilling that expectation, or even exceeding it, you know? Like I feel like that's really what it is. I just keep thinking about that, but I don't want to worry too much. But I think I just go in there and do my thing, calm it down. But I think really the most difficult thing is just going to be, you know, I always have this quote. It's if you want to be comfortable, you have to be uncomfortable first. So, you know, if like, for example, like if I never said to Steve, or I really didn't, but like I said, yeah, I'm down to do it. But if I was like, if Steve waited for me to be like, yo, I'm officially ready, we could be going months down the road from me recording and me doing this. But Steve was like, you know what? I heard you say you wanted it. I got it for you. Like I said, sink or swim. That right there, I feel every human being, like, that just lights a spark, you know, because it's like you have a deadline in your head, you have criteria that you need to fill, and you have, you know, you gotta basically do it. So I think basically you just making me go right into it, I think that's what's gonna help the most, because, you know, I would just procrastinate, you know. Yeah. And I mean, that's basically, like, anyone has that same battle for sure, man. Yeah, but yeah, it's good that you're overcoming it, and I mean, you got your date set and stuff, and the 12th, and then the 26th,
the 12th and the 26th, two homecoming dances, so pretty low pressure gigs. You know,
I don't know, man. Homecomings, like if I went to a homecoming and someone messes up, I'm gonna be mad. It's homecoming, you know.
Yeah,
but,
true.
But they're gonna understand because it's, I feel like, a different area and stuff, and
Yeah.
also like they know it's my first
every
time.
event is important, yeah, for sure. But it's not like you're going into a wedding. There's not much mic work that you're gonna have to do.
Exactly.
And you know, it's a lot of easy songs. You know, like common songs. You're not gonna have to dig through a bunch of throwbacks.
Exactly.
And stuff,
I'm just gonna go off their playlist, maybe do a couple others of mine, but probably not,
right. Yeah, we're gonna get a whole playlist.
Because they went down to the wire. He was like, no exceptions for error.
I know. Yeah, I mean it's a school, so you
so.
got to keep everything clean as possible. But yeah, I mean that's why we get the playlist in order first. So yeah. So what skills, I mean, do you think you're gonna have to develop before these first events? Like, what do you think you're gonna be like number one priority to start practicing on?
Like I said, I've been doing it like 30 minutes a day, maybe increasing that. Yeah, just practicing, you know, like
transition wise.
Is
that what you've been doing 30 minutes a day? Or?
Yeah, transition wise, and like he before he told me like not really like maybe when the event comes up if I'm ready, but like not really worrying about the extra stuff, you know, like I feel like a lot of DJs are just like thinking in their head like because he knows I love the sounds and the auto tune and I love the delay and stuff, you know, I can't get distracted by that because if I'm more worried about that than you know the actual transitions and making it line up, you know, then we're gonna have a problem. But you know, just starting with that and going slow. But I think the skills, man, I think it's just like to study it too. I've been watching a couple YouTube videos too. He sent me a couple. But yeah, it's gonna be repetition. You know, like I've learned that whenever I do something, if I do it a lot, I pick it up very easily. It doesn't matter what it is, and I think that's most people. But I think it's just really. Like I said, it's not I kind of want to do this. It's like I have to do this now, you know, and it's I'm set here. It's set, date set. They're ready for it. They know the DJ's coming. So, you know, just got to go and do the best I can, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Just keep up with the basics, man. Yeah. I love that, man. Just the daily practice, even if it's 15 minutes a day, it adds up.
It already helps.
Lot,
I've only done it like since I got the turntables. I have 3 days, so
nice.
3 days, 30 minutes each.
I know, yeah. You got one lesson, and
he's giving me lessons on the side. Like Steve's been helping me like crazy, so it's not even like I'm all on my own. And then I know he'll be there if anything really. Like I know you said that some gigs you'll help me set up and stuff.
Yeah. The very first gig, I think I'm gonna be able to actually show up after you start. I can't make it there for the start of it, but I think. About an hour afterwards, I'll be done with my gig.
You're gonna make me nervous, bro.
And then I can come through. So yeah, just in case.
You're nervous, bro.
All right, yeah. I mean, I don't have to show up.
No, I want you to show up. You're gonna walk through the door and I'll be in the front. I'll be like, oh no.
I know, right? So one of the kids is gonna be on the turntables for you or something. Like you're gonna be like just in the corner. Nah, you're gonna be good. You're gonna have them all jumping for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I mean, what do you think? So like the day after the gig, you know, you're all done. What do you want to have gained from that gig? Like, what do you want to have, like, say, like, I accomplished afterwards, the day after?
Exceeding expectations.
Nice.
Like,
so
basically just doing more than I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure people shout you out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the main thing that I'm thinking in my head to succeed there is just have a good set. You know, not have any worries. I mean, it's not the end of the world like we talk about, but like, I mean, we have a playlist, but like no one coming up and being like requests. Requests isn't the worst, but requests also signals that you're doing your thing. Cause like, why, you know what I mean? Like if I like, you know, go to the club and I'm like, I don't like this. And I go up to the DJ, you know, the DJ's thinking in his head, all right, this isn't it. But, you know, so just basically just going over what I think, you know, like I think it's going to be a simple event, but I want it to be an extraordinary event, you know, like I don't want it just to be, you know, what it can be. I want it to be what it, you know, more than it can be, you know? I guess that's the best way to put it.
Definitely. So you just want to feel like people had a great time. You got a good review. Awesome. Yeah. Like you just satisfied everyone like they had a good time. Nice. Yeah, exactly. That's a good goal, man. I like that because that's what it's about. Like, you know, I think some people would be more personal about it. Oh, I want to make sure that I'm good, or you know, I get my stuff right. But yeah, I'm glad that you focus on the customer because at the end of the day, I mean, that's what grows the business, man. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like we're not gonna have a job if we don't get the customers.
Exactly.
So awesome, man. So like way down in the future, let's say like even 10 years from now. what's your ultimate goal, do you think, as of right now? Like, you know, even if it's way off, like
I
what
want to
would
be
an
like
ultimate goal?
like a Kanye or Travis, but instead, I mean, I'll figure out producing and engineering, but I just want to be like that. I want it to be like where I don't. Okay, and this could be wrong. It's just I believe that when it comes to rap music, people are more judgmental, if you catch my drift, no matter if it's nationality, race, whatever it is. So I think it's like, to get myself in the door and be taken seriously, I think the DJ can help tremendously, because it's not just me walking in, you know, frat boy looking type and just being like, I make music. You know, I've had it a couple times and people have like laughed. I don't care, but it's like, because I get it, you know, it's not the normal type of look, you know, but I think, yeah, just it just puts my foot in the door. It helps with things. And like I said, like eventually it's going to go to producing and engineering, which I told myself when I was a kid, I was like, I never want to do. So it's kind of crazy that.
So really, like being like a major artist is kind of like an angle,
basically
major
have
angle.
all these tools, you know, honestly,
Nice.
like no pun intended, but like Thanos, like just have all these different things I can do, you know, especially like I tell you with the music, like, oh, I want all these different genres. I just want a multiple different things in each category, whatever it is, no matter what it is, you know. I feel like that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of DJ producers, they can do that, you know. Like I was watching a Fred Again set, and he had all kinds of different genres, and he's producing, and you know, he's playing his own tracks that he's produced for other people. So yeah, I mean, like DJing is like perfect for that type of lane. I feel like where you want to do different things, because the DJ can play all kinds of different music. So yeah, I like that, man. And then you can put your own recordings, your own productions.
That's what I was gonna say that
right there on the set.
I was gonna say that, yeah. So I think like people's attention spans are horrible now. Like like it's like 3 seconds. You look at TikTok. So what I'm trying to say is like not rely on that, because when I'm doing a set, you can't click the skip button. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, instead of putting, because he knows I'm not a promoter, I need to be, but like instead of putting it on TikTok and Instagram where I'm relying on someone not swiping up on it, you know, put it in front of their face, and it's like, it's the environment that it needs to be in. You know, my music's loud. You know, I like the auto tune. You know that. So, you know, if we have loud speakers and it sounds good, the song is going to sound, everyone knows that. The song sounds 20 times better than your phone than it all is in the car. When you have subs, you have good speakers. So I think really that's what it is just seeing, you know, how that can go. Because I've told him before,
like seeing your music in that environment, with the big subs and the crowd.
It just all goes together, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. And then you get that instant feedback too, right? Like if you drop a song, see how people like it.
You look at Travis, he's been going all around the country with Chase, and he's literally like, I don't think Travis is doing it, but Chase is his DJ, and he's literally just playing new songs, and people are going crazy. And I want to be on that level, you know? Like, I'm not one to hold songs back. It's just like, I want people to, you know, hear the new ones, and if they like it or they don't like it, whatever it is, you know, because I'm a machine. I look at it as myself as a machine. I want to make as many songs as I can. I don't really care. I've told him I don't care about money. I want money to keep my family, my love, whatever the hell it is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. To be able to do your stuff full time, though. Yeah. Like you need money to be able to
like, I'm not greedy.
Survive, right?
Exactly.
Like, I mean,
I'm a very humble guy.
Yeah.
I don't want a lot. Steve knows that. I don't think I've ever really asked for anything really. So it's just, you know, that's just how it is. So
just get your knees covered for real.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, awesome work, man. I'm super looking forward to it. You know, we're gonna definitely document the gig logs.
Yes.
Get your own gig log. You guys are gonna hopefully be able to see his first gig, see his you know, progression here in his journey. We're definitely going to document it, and then document the company's journey, hopefully into a multi-op. And you know, that's the goal, man. And you know, one last question: is there anything else that you want to share about your journey so far, or?
I'll leave it with this. I saw this in a fortune cookie, so this is funny, and this wasn't today, but I don't know the exact quote, but it was just like, it's basically like, don't let like a dream or something, like just don't let it just stop, you know, because it's not working or someone doesn't want it or whatever it is. Like, I have a gut feeling, and I don't care what anyone says. I know it's going to work. I feel it. I can see it. everything is being put into place. You know, it doesn't matter if you're religious or not, but I am. You know, God's putting everything in my place for a reason. I met Steve for a reason. I met Angel for a reason. I met all these people for a reason, no matter what it is. So I think I'm basically just trying to say, like, if anyone's out there, not to be a motivational guy, but if anyone's out there and like you want to make music, you want to do whatever you want to do, don't let anyone stop you. I know it's cliche, everyone says that, but I think people really need to understand that, because we live in a world where the word, oh, that's far-fetched or that's impossible, is just ridiculous to tell someone, because what we're trying to do is not only just because we love music. What we're trying to do is make ourselves and the business and stuff like that all to ourselves. You know, there's a lot of greedy people out there. And so that's half the reason I don't want to work these 9-to-5 jobs, because they don't care about you. They care about themselves and stuff like that. So being able to be in a position where me and Steve can access money and there's no really, you know, subtractions except maybe equipment a couple times. Exactly. You know, that's a better feeling. So like I said, just keep it going and just don't give up on if someone tells you not to. Cause you know, like look at me, like I'm a standard frat white boy and I get told all the time, like, why do you rap? Why do you do this? And then I show the music and then their whole face turns. And you know, so you know, it's just do what you want to do.
They got that first impression of you, and they actually see your passion for it, and it changes their mind on it. Absolutely. Yeah, so sometimes you just gotta, the consistency is key, man. Yeah, like a lot of people would like to be in your position, in my position, being able to DJ and do stuff full time.
That's another thing. I'm very lucky, very blessed.
It's another thing that we have to just keep in mind and keep honoring that, and that's what helps us to be here, putting in the practice, putting in the work. So, well, yeah, man, I'm excited, man, and it's a huge help for me. You know, just like I'm helping you out, you're helping me grow my business, man. So I really appreciate it.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and I really like that you focus on the customers, because that's the biggest thing for me too, is like building the business, making people happy, getting those good reviews. That's what's going to grow us, and hopefully by this time next year we're both booked out every single weekend. We both each have an assistant that we're developing, and just keep on growing.
No, I want to get to the point we have roadies.
Yeah, man.
Where I can walk up on a red carpet. Steve can walk up on a red carpet, and it's like drum roll. We got a theme song. Everything's set up. You just get right to it, you know, like, and at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to do that, but I've learned setting up, it does like kind of do something, you know, it helps you learn the discipline of it, you know, how bad you really want it, you know, because there's days where I've came where I'm tired, he's came where he's tired, where I haven't slept all night.
You don't want to put the lights together.
Exactly, but you know, you have to push through. So I think some people, you know, when they get to that point, the roadie point, you know, they kind of lose it, and they'll be like, oh, too cool, and like they get kind of selfish and stuff. And I just want to make sure that never goes away. That's why I like setting the stuff up, because it makes me feel like
humbled and shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like we're not on top of the world. No one's
like
on top of the
before
world.
I even get to play a track, I got to do a whole hour of work. I got to sweat my ass off, and then I can go and actually do what I love.
It's worth it. The way it looks, the way people react.
You feel just better about it because it's your own work.
Yes, of course.
So. Awesome, man. Well, yeah, man, I can't wait to see the growth, man. If you guys got any, you know, tips that you want to give to Troy, if you want to, you know, ask him any questions or give him some motivation, you know, feel free to do that. Stay tuned over the next month or so. We're going to be putting up his own first gig logs, documenting his progress, and maybe we'll throw up some of his practice sessions, maybe have him do a set and stuff, and throw that up there so you guys can get an idea of where he is at skill-wise. And man, I look forward to it. So yeah, subscribe, hit the bell. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us. And we'll catch you guys out soon. Thank you.